GTA San Andreas. I feel like this game was made for you to do anything that comes to your mind. Like, no kidding. Bro. Any intrusive thoughts I get wandering around Los Santos can be done just like that. Grand Theft Auto games as a whole has this aspect to them, which I learned as I got older. Yeah, the GameStop employees at the counter might try and make the game appear to your mom as a sin from God himself. But the game has a lot of positive aspects that I appreciate and I want to talk about. The first main thing I want to talk about, bro, is the driving, bro. I remember the first time playing GTA at the age of 7. I didn't really pay that much attention to the driving. But bro, I'm not even exaggerating when I say I can bend corners so clean in this game. Every Grand Theft Auto game has this driving aspect to them. But I personally feel like San Andreas does it the best. Because nothing beats geeking out the BART at like 2 in the morning and then you just drive it in GTA San Andreas. No other Grand Theft Auto game I played feels like driving is so natural. I really want to give props to the devs who made this game back then because they put so much passion into the driving mechanic. There's one feature I really want to talk about with driving. It's how when you brake before turning, you can make an effective turn. I know this sounds like what the devs should be doing, but if you played any other Grand Theft Auto game, then you would know this is sometimes never the case. Like for example, with Grand Theft Auto 4, I just recently revisited that game, and every time I drive in that game, it feels like I'm fucking driving on ice. But GTA San Andreas' driving just feels way more smooth. One last little feature I want to talk about is how the cops actually do their job in this game. Like bro, these motherfuckers will do any and everything to stop me. That's if I have a star. So that's if I have a star. It's also pretty easy to lose them too. Like you really just have to drive around. There's also these little stars around the map that you can pick up in order to lose a star that you already have. And I personally think that's hella useful, given the fact that newer gen cops will look for you until they essentially find you. In GTA 5, bro, I could be hiding in a dumpster, mind you, like miles away from where I committed the crime. And the cops would just be like, oh yeah, he's probably in here. We could look anywhere else, but he's probably gonna be in this dumpster. I can still appreciate Rockstar, don't get me wrong, for keeping the police aggressiveness in the newest Grand Theft Auto. But I still wish they would keep it simple with the GTA San Andreas' police system and how easy it was to lose the cops. The next major thing I want to talk about is the combat system, bro. Oh my god. This is probably one of the best Rockstar games I played with such a flawless combat system. And this game was made in like the 2000s, bro, which is crazy. The fluidity of the aim assist in this game is so, like, it makes me feel like I'm playing a Hitman game. I never played a Hitman game. But that's besides the point. I will never get tired of mowing down opponents. I really feel like the opera stopper in this game for real, bro. And it's like Rockstar really encourages you to use more guns. With some guns, you level up after a while if you keep using them. Not really your physical character, but how the character moves with the guns. Like with certain guns, the pistols and the SMGs, you could dual wield them after a while if you get pretty good with them. The dual wielding SMGs really feel like a handheld machine gun, if I can be honest. And it's not like you have to go out and kill random people or cops to level up your gun, or rely on missions that are more action-packed and require you to shoot your gun. When you get to a certain point in the game, you'll eventually unlock gang wars, and that's basically just you running around in gang-populated areas looking for opponents. This is a really tedious part for me because of the game's age, because sometimes, even in gang-populated areas, you won't even find a single gang member, which you need to shoot at least 3 to start a gang war. This is a pretty exploitable mechanic because you really just run around doing 180s, look around, and eventually they'll spawn. One little tiny thing I'm gonna pick at is how the aim assist is kind of buggy. But this is a little tiny thing, but I can't really get mad at it because of how old the game is. But it does get kind of annoying when I'm trying to shoot at an opponent and I accidentally lock onto a civilian for real. I'm not gonna lie. But that's really something you can expect, like how I mentioned, from a game this old. Alright, I just googled it, and this game came out in 2004. Bro, at the time I'm recording this, it is March 2024. This game really came out 20 years ago, though the actual game I'm playing didn't come out till recently. I still own the original copy of GTA San Andreas from the PS4 version, but I'm pretty sure it was released on like the older consoles, like the PlayStation 2 and like the Xbox 360. Maybe the Xbox original, I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, that just goes to show how long this game has been around for. I had every PlayStation console except for the PlayStation 1. And I remember when my older brother first introduced me to GTA San Andreas. At the time, the game was still way before my generation. I think a majority of the kids didn't really know about this game because my generation came off the PlayStation 3s, Xbox 360s. That was really a lot of our first consoles. Even PS4 and Xbox One were a lot of people's first consoles. And I don't really remember, right? But I'm not sure if this was the first Grand Theft Auto game I played. I think GTA 4 was. But I just remember liking this one more, so I think my brain just tries to force myself to think I played this one first. And there's just one funny thing that you can still get in the newer gen of this game, and it's when the pedestrians just keep running after you with their car. These motherfuckers will follow you to the ends of the earth, and I just think it's hella funny. This happened in both versions of the game, and I still don't know the reasons for it. They be doing this shit unprovoked, though. The last thing I want to touch on is the missions. These missions are never not boring. I recently beat GTA San Andreas, and I can say the Black Project mission is my favorite mission out the whole game. Mainly because I used to be doing the jetpack cheat code as a kid. But I really beat this game with no cheats this time. I wanted to really experience it. And it's actually a fun game without cheats, bro. Like, there's so much things to do. I actually prefer it without cheats, to be honest, bro. Compared to games like Saints Row 4, where the cheats actually make the game a little bit more fun. The game really picks up later on. It was so hard for me to come back and try and revisit it and actually beat it because of how slow the early game was. But if you invest and just be patient, you'll see that this is actually a pretty good single player experience. There might be like certain things you're restricted from early on in the game, but that's why you have to invest into the story to progress. You can't really use planes until really later on into the game. You can't even access some areas, like go across certain bridges, until you really progress in the story. Rockstar denies access to that area until you, the player, has a reason to go to that area. I just think it's so cool that they really encourage you to play the story. Unlike most games where it's like a free-for-all where I can just go steal a plane if I really wanted to. And the storytelling is great, bro. I don't think there was one time where I wasn't engaged with the story. I just love the way how they introduce every single character and how they give a brief description of their backstory as they're introducing them, and the more you interact with them and do missions for them. I really fuck with the truth. It was really a vibe the whole way through. And that's really everything I like about this game. GTA San Andreas held up well. That's all I can say. I wish Rockstar would make more games like this with so much emphasis on almost everything in the game. But GTA San Andreas came at a different time in the gaming industry. I feel like this was a time where game developers were more passionate about the games and not really focused on getting money from the supporters. That's how I feel like how modern games are. They're more focused on making the game a cash grab, more focused on microtransactions and not really any details about the game. GTA San Andreas was so simple, but so good. For that reason, I think it's because the developers were very passionate about making this game back in 2004. Probably because they had so little to work with, they were more passionate about it. It was only a team of 80 game developers making GTA San Andreas compared to GTA 5, which had 1,000 people helping to make that game. I personally think there was a lot of fucked up management, people telling people that and this, and people weren't really passionate about it, if that makes sense. With that many people, there could be a lot of people who aren't passionate about making that project and really were just there to make money. And I just think it's more room for mistakes. Personally, that's just my opinion. And yeah, that's really the end of this video. I really hope this video made you want to at least consider buying this game, because it's a one of a kind, bro. I would recommend this experience to anybody. For any new people wanting to get into this game, I would probably recommend buying the newer version, the definitive edition, just because of the controls. They're more like the modern day Rockstar games. They utilize L2 and R2 controls with the driving and shooting, and I just think it's way easier compared to the original one, because the original one would utilize X and square or A and X for the shooting and driving controls, and it got tedious at times. But yeah, that's the end of this video, bro. Yeah. I'm gonna go edit this video, and hope it don't flop. Goodbye.